In this video, we are going to demonstrate starting a new TICE project, and that's your homework for this module. So we recommend that you just watch this demonstration rather than trying to follow along on your computer. And this video is going to be available to you after this webinar if you need to watch it again. So the first thing we recommend is making a folder on your hard drive that's specifically for this training if you've not already done that. We suggest naming the folder something obvious like EI training so you'll be able to find it easily. TICE projects must be started on the hard drive of your computer instead of on a network drive or some other external location like a memory stick. And we've had several users report difficulty starting a project from a folder on their desktop. That is why we recommend that you make a new folder that's specifically on the hard drive of your computer or the C drive. The second thing we recommend is that you start a TICE logbook, and this can be a simple notebook where you log things such as the project name, where the file is located, and updates you make to the project. And if you do not have a blank notebook readily available at this point, you can even just start it on a blank piece of paper and then tape it into the notebook when you have it. So to start your TICE project, we're going to go to the Start menu again, and we're going to find TICE. And TICE comes up, and we click on the OK button. And this shows the opening of TICE, and you'll again see the two icons, New and Open. This time we're going to click on the New button, and that brings up the screen where it's asking where do you want to put this file. So if you've already started your folder, you would just navigate to that location using this down button. If you haven't started your folder yet for this training, you can actually make it from here using the Create New Folder icon. I'm going to navigate to the folder that I made for this training. And then I am going to give my project a name. And this is important here. You don't want to use any special characters in your name because that's caused issues with reopening the project. So don't use characters such as the pound sign, the dollar sign, the percentage sign, and don't use spaces in the name because that could cause issues when you try to make a backup copy of your TICE project. So for this demonstration, I'm going to name it my project, Every Tribe AZ. So I'm going to type that in. And for your project, I recommend naming it something such as Your Tribe Emissions Inventory. So if your tribe was Navajo Nation, I'd recommend calling it Navajo Nation EI. Then I click on the Save button. And TICE starts working, getting your project started. And the first screen that comes up asks you to specify what year you want for your project. And I'm going to suggest you type in 2011. So I'm going to put that in. And the reason I'm suggesting you use 2011 is because this is the most current NEI data available for that year. And since you are going to start your EI by importing county level NEI data, it makes sense to start with 2011 as the inventory year. If you're planning on developing a level 1, 2, or 3 EI in the next workshop, and you're going to collect activity data from a different inventory year, for example, 2012 or 2013, you can start a new inventory year in this existing TICE project and enter your data there. And that's all going to be covered in the next workshop, EI Advanced. So we click on the Next button here. And the next thing you want to specify is what state you are in. And so I'm going to click on Arizona. And then you want to click on the Import Tribes button right here. and this makes that an active button. And we're going to click on Select Tribes, and that opens a new screen that lists the tribes in that state. And you'll also notice here that the FIPS codes are listed. Those are the federal implementation codes. And you might, I think you should, write down the FIPS code for your tribe in your notebook in case you need it later on in the training. So for me, I want to see every tribe in Arizona, so I'm going to leave them all checked. If you wanted to see just your tribe, you would click the Unselect All button and then click the tribe of interest. So I'm going to click OK. And now all those tribes are selected, so I'm going to click on the next button. In this screen, you want to leave the import class 1 area coverage checked and leave the import roads coverage box checked. But you want to leave the display IPP wizard, and that's the inventory preparation plan. You want to leave that box unchecked for now, and that doesn't mean that you can't see it, the IPP, later on. It's not going to come up right when you open the project. So we'll leave that unchecked, and we'll click on the Finish button. So before you start your project for the first time, you're going to have to put in the database information, and this comes up as database login on your TICE project. So what you want to type in here is the database name and the password. You want to leave the server name, in fact you can't change that. And then the database name, I recommend that you use the same database name as you used for your TICE project. So in my example, my TICE project is named Every Tribe AZ. So I am going to leave my database name as Every Tribe AZ, and I'm going to type that in. Oops, a misspelling there. And this is something you should also log in your TICE logbook. For my username, you want to leave that default as SA, and the password for the database is EIF, and that's all lowercase. And then I click on the OK button. And this could take up to several minutes depending on your computer speed. And what TICE is doing right now is setting up the project data tables. So just give it some time to set up. Alright, excellent. The next thing you'll see is the application credentials screen, and this is the screen you're going to see every time you open up your TICE project. And the password here is TICE with a capital T, and remember your sticky note that you should have on your computer that shows this password. So I'm going to type that in, click on the OK button, and we're almost there. A little bit more work. Yay, my TICE project is now ready to go. It's open. You can see the map of Arizona, and you can see each of the tribes I imported in the blue.